What's going on there, guys, and welcome to F1 Fresh. Barcelona times have been awfully lucky for Mercedes, and everyone's got something to say. Here's what Bottas actually said about 2022 Lewis Hamilton. Before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our future videos. Is performance in Barcelona a promise of something greater?
Lewis Hamilton, Toto Wolff, Valtteri Bottas. You did very, very well against Martin Brundle at the Circuit of the Americas.
In general, it's often said that a car's performance through Barcelona's final sector is a good indicator of how it'll perform in Monaco. That's because Barcelona's final sector is a sequence of medium-low speed turns. Looking at the sector time from qualifying, Bottas' Alfa Romeo was definitely there at the sharp end, especially taking into account the quickest time of each race car. Alfa Romeo's progress in Formula 1 this year has made it a Q3 regular and even an occasional thorn in the side of Mercedes. However, as the team heads into this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix, the team has every right to believe that it has its best chance of the season so far to cause a proper upset. As it has come to better understand the performance of its C42, it knows that one of its core strengths is in slow-speed corners, of which there are plenty. When comparing the qualifying lapses of Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and Valtteri Bottas, the GPS traces show that Alfa Romeo was fastest overall on the entry into turn 12. Things may be in place for Valtteri Bottas to get Alfa Romeo in the mix of the top 2 or 3 teams this weekend. Alfa Romeo has had a great start to the season, but Valtteri Bottas feels that it might have been even better. Bottas claims he was unable to take advantage of Lewis Hamilton's troubles at the conclusion of the Spanish Grand Prix due to a risk on the extended final stint. The Alfa Romeo driver ran a 2-stop strategy on a day when the majority of drivers came in 3 times. His final lap stint was 14 laps on soft tires, followed by a 20-lap stint on a fresh set of mediums that left him needing to recover 32 laps to the checkered flag on another set of mediums. However, Bottas said his final stint was a stretch too far to remain competitive. He ran as high as 3rd at times despite the problems from the Ferrari drivers and Hamilton. Bottas even hoped a podium finish might be possible at one stage. Did the racers get ahead of themselves?
I think I can do.
How much has he paid you?
He's paid me quite a bit. Yeah. And we're going to go in age order. Sorry about that.
When you're at those positions and things are going smoothly and you see things happening to other cars, you're thinking that, okay, it could be my day. I think strategy-wise, we took a bit of a risk. We left the last stint to be very long. In the end, it was too long. The tires died towards the end, but we tried. He believes the 2-stop strategy was a risk worth taking under the circumstances. Today, we had the chance to choose. Are we going to be the best of the rest, or are we going to try something more, so we tried something different? Or are we going to try something more, so we tried something different? It didn't work out, but the risk was pretty minimal, and there was not much threat from behind either, Lewis Hamilton added when reminiscing about the race. However, Hamilton slowed suddenly with a water leak at the end of the race. Bottas suspects he might have been able to pass him had he run a more conventional strategy, but said that the Alfa Romeo probably wasn't quick enough on the day to finish much higher than his eventual 6th place. I believe the pace is too slow. With the troubles Lewis had at the finish, it would have been feasible if we had a shorter last in, but it's still respectable points. Alfa Romeo team principal Frederick Vasseur says he was delighted to see Valtteri Bottas get 8 more points for Alfa Romeo F1 Team Orlan at Spanish Grand Prix. We experienced another race which we showed just how quick we can be and brought home 8 more points for the team. Who's to bridge the gap between them and the winning teams?
Toto, I know you were here yesterday practicing.
Yeah, in secret, I did a few laps here. I'm so fast.
We can be pleased with our performance, even more so, given that we're not experiencing Barcelona to suit us well. So we can be confident that we can be competitive on any race weekend. Valtteri managed an excellent race without putting a wheel wrong and managing his car well. In the end, he was powerless to stop signs and Hamilton on fresh tires passing him, but Vasseur admitted that was a positive result. We are all right in the lower speed, but the best teams are much stronger in the lower speed, according to Alfa Romeo's head of trackside engineering, Xavi Pujola. He also went on to explain, it's not like we're much better than them. We're closer to them, and will probably have a better gap to the midfield with a bit more margin, but I think the Ferrari, Red Bull, and Mercedes teams based on their performance in Sector 3, are still good and even delivering a result behind the runway. Ferrari and Red Bull teams would be a good way to cap the Monaco weekend. We were fighting for P4 in Spain. If anybody makes a mistake, we'll attempt to take advantage of it, but priority number one for us is making sure we have two cars that are fast, because if we have Joe Gwen there as well, we'll be a strong competitor. After a solid result for both George Russell and Lewis Hamilton, Alfa Romeo will try to maintain their excellent start. However, the Mercedes squad will be in a more buoyant attitude. Hamilton now is certain that the 2022 Monaco Grand Prix is something he can't wait for. Hamilton has had a difficult start to the 2022 season, as his Mercedes vehicle has struggled to keep up with the competition. The improvements might have been the key to success for Mercedes.
I went off.
You went off?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore you'll be reasonably disappointed to hear it was a 1:12.78.
Mercedes made notable improvements ahead of the Spanish Grand Prix, and Hamilton put in arguably his most impressive performance of the campaign to finish 5th. Although Hamilton was denied a 4th place finish due to reliability concerns in the closing laps, his efforts were heroic after suffering a collision and puncture on the opening lap, sending him to the back of the field. True to his name, Hamilton proved himself, as the 7-time world champion showed remarkable speed to breeze past the majority of the field to secure a top 5 finish. Following the improvement performance, he posted an upbeat message ahead of this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix. On Twitter, he said, "Yesterday's Spanish Grand Prix was another day that reminded me just how much I love the sport. Going from your emotions hitting the floor to ending on a high such as a thrill." This positivity was shared by Mercedes trackside engineering director Andrew Chauvelin, who revealed that more upgrades are on the cards. The most encouraging thing is the improvement in pace that we've seen from Alfa Romeo this weekend. A lot of hard work has gone into understanding the issues and bringing parts to the track for this race. It's true that fans like us can now see a route that these manufacturers have developed for a way out of this and back into a position where they can fight for pole and wins. We've got some unusual tracks coming up, starting with Monaco, where they might need to focus more on low-speed performance, but they've got some parts in the pipeline that can hopefully help in that regard after some tough months in Brackley and Brixworth. It was great to feel like we were racing again. We're determined to be part of the battle for these championships, and today has given us belief that we can do just that, added Andrew Chauvelin later on. Well guys, that about wraps up this video. If you enjoyed it, let us know by smashing that like button, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell so you don't miss out on future videos going forward. Until next time, take care and goodbye.